Okay, here we go. We are all set for the Marble Run 2018 SEC Championship. This will be a single elimination tournament. They'll be working their way from 14 teams down to the final champion. The SEC West with the bye is Alabama. Arkansas will go against LSU. Auburn against Mississippi State. And Texas A&M against University of Mississippi. On the East, Georgia got a bye. Kentucky will go against South Carolina, Vanderbilt against Tennessee, and Missouri against Florida. First up is going to be Arkansas against LSU. Okay, they're set. Arkansas will be on the left, LSU on the right, and they're off. Working their way down the steps, they look pretty even. LSU looks like it's going to come into the loopty first. Right behind is Arkansas. This is a close one. If you notice, we've got some fans that have put signs up on the track this week. Like Arkansas may drop in first here. No, LSU. LSU drops into the gauntlet. Right behind is Arkansas. They're going down side by side. Oh no, LSU got hung up, and Arkansas is going to win. LSU will be out in the first round. Up on the SEC East is Kentucky against South Carolina. Looks like both teams are ready. We've got South Carolina on the left and Kentucky on the right. And they're off. Here we go. Coming around the first spin. Again, side by side, going down the steps. Looks like an even race. Looks like they're going to enter the loop-de-doo. Both teams are getting close to entering into the jump. Looks like Kentucky's going to drop in first. It takes the jump, goes into the gauntlet. Right behind is South Carolina. Carolina is going to pass Kentucky. Kentucky gets hung up at the top, and South Carolina will advance. You've got to be disappointed. Look at that. Don't screw up now is what the sign says, and that's what Kentucky did. Okay, next up, we're going to have Vanderbilt against Tennessee. Both teams look ready. Vanderbilt on your left with Tennessee on the right. They're off. About even. Going into the steps. No, looks like Vanderbilt is up on top. It comes into the loopy first. Right behind it is Tennessee. Looks like Tennessee is going to have to make a move to catch up with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt on the left. Looks like it's about to drop in. They're still circling. Oh, no. Tennessee moves in first into the gauntlet first, and right behind it is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt looks like it hit Tennessee. And Tennessee is going to move on. Okay, looks like we have Auburn against Mississippi State next. Got Auburn on the right, Mississippi State on the left. Wonder if this will be close like the last ones have been. Both teams are working down the steps side by side, coming into the loopy. Looks like Auburn's slightly behind. Looks like Auburn's making some odd moves there, trying to get down to the jump first. They've got to do something to catch up. This is a close one. Auburn is going to drop in first, right down the middle. Mississippi State is going to come into the gauntlet now, working its way down the middle, but yeah, Auburn pulls away easily and will win and advance on. Okay, next up, we've got Missouri against Florida. Florida's going to be on the right and Missouri on the left. They're off. Again, side by side, coming down to the step. Florida might be behind just slightly. Entering into the loop-de-doo just about the same time. If you look, one of the fans has put, "Don't suck Florida." Wow. A lot of pressure on Florida. Looks like Florida's going to drop in first. Wow, look at that. Florida right down the middle of the gauntlet and finishes, while Missouri is just now making it into it. And that is a oh, Missouri gets hung up and is not even going to finish. Wow, that is a statement by Florida. Right to it right now, we're going to have Texas A&M against University of Mississippi. Texas A&M on your left and University of Mississippi on your right, and they're off. Again, side by side, looks like they're going to enter into the loopy about the same time. University of Mississippi might have been slightly ahead. Looks like Texas A&M may be making its move to go down to the jump. Looks like University of Mississippi is going to jump first into the gauntlet. Right behind is Texas A&M. Holy cow, did you see that finish? Could not tell at that speed who finished first. We're going to have to go to a replay. You can see Mississippi enter in first, and then right behind is Texas A&M. And then Mississippi gets hung up, and Texas A&M moves in, but it is not quite fast enough to make it to the finish, and University of Mississippi will move on. Okay, so we've got our next round set. Alabama against Arkansas, Auburn against University of Mississippi, Georgia against South Carolina. We've got Tennessee against Florida. Okay, we've got Alabama getting ready to start their first competition against Arkansas, and they're off. Arkansas is on the top left, and Alabama's on the bottom right. They're entering into the loop-de at the same time. This is a close competition for Alabama. Both teams are setting up to drop down into the jump. Looks like Alabama's going to drop first into the gauntlet. Goes right down the middle. Arkansas right behind him, but Alabama is going to finish first and dominate that one. Alabama will move on. Looks like Georgia's going to have its first competition against South Carolina. South Carolina is the green, and Georgia is the blue. They're off. Here we go. Georgia with a slight lead going down the steps. South Carolina actually enters into the loop-de first. Let's see who can get to the jump first. That's the key. And then you just don't want to get hung up in that gauntlet. South Carolina made a great move. Oh, no, South Carolina is stuck right there by the entrance. And here goes Georgia. Oh, no, Georgia bumps South Carolina. And South Carolina is going to finish first, taking out Georgia. Georgia made a huge mistake. Watch this replay as South Carolina takes the jump first, gets stuck on the left of the entrance there, and just sits there. Georgia has a huge opportunity to just pass right on by, taking its time, but no, it comes in and knocks South Carolina into the entrance. What a horrible mistake by Georgia. South Carolina will advance, and Georgia is out. Let's move on. We're going to have Auburn against University of Mississippi. Auburn's going to be on the top of your screen with Mississippi on the bottom right. Auburn looks like it came out with a huge lead. Going into the loop-de's, Auburn comes in first. Mississippi now is right behind. Let's see who's going to make the first move into the jump. Auburn on the right looks like it's starting to spin pretty quick around the middle. So is Mississippi, though. Auburn's into the jump first. Auburn makes a tremendous move. Goes right to the finish and just dominates University of Mississippi. Auburn will move on. Okay, hey, let's move on to the next round already. It's going to be Tennessee against Florida. Looks like we're going to have Tennessee on the top left and Florida on the right. If you remember right, Florida dominated that first round, and there is a sign that says Florida don't suck, so let's see if they can advance on. Both teams are pretty equal going into the loop-de. Not only do you need to drop into the gauntlet first, but you need to not make any errors while in the gauntlet. And looks like Florida has moved in. They go down the middle. Tennessee is right behind them. This is going to... Oh, look at that. Florida just barely beats out Tennessee to advance. All right, here's the Final Four. First up, we are going to have the two powerhouses, Alabama against Auburn. This should be a doozy. Alabama's going to be on the top left, Auburn on the right, and they're entering down the staircase. I have been waiting all evening for this race. Looks like Alabama entered into the loop-de first. Auburn's right behind. This is fairly equal. Again, one of the keys is to drop into the gauntlet first. Looks like they're preparing. Alabama is off through the gauntlet, right up the middle. Has had a huge lead on Auburn, and Auburn is going to come in second. Alabama just whooped up on Auburn. Wow. Alabama will move on to the finals, and here we go. We're going to have South Carolina against Florida. They've started around the first circle, down the steps. Looks like South Carolina has a slight lead. Yes, South Carolina has entered into the loop way ahead of Florida. It looks like South Carolina's already getting ready for the jump. Florida's going to have to make some kind of move. South Carolina is about to enter into the jump. Yep, there it goes, into the gauntlet. And Florida, if you're a Florida fan, boy, you have to be disappointed because they had two good runs before this. And South Carolina will move on to the finals. We're getting set for the championship round. Alabama against South Carolina for the SEC Marble Run Championship. Now's the time before the race starts to put your comments below to choose the winner. Is it going to be Alabama or South Carolina? One of the keys is the gauntlet. Let's see what happens. We've got Alabama on the left. South Carolina on the right. Who's going to win? Who's going to be the SEC Marble Run champion? Down the steps they go. About equal as they go into the first loop. Alabama may have a slight lead as they go into the loop-de. Looks like South Carolina is actually getting ready to go into the jump and enter the gauntlet first. Here we go. Yep, South Carolina's entered first, right up the middle. Looks like it has an easy path to the finish. Oh no, South Carolina's... Oh my goodness, South Carolina stopped one step short of the final, and Alabama passes them on the left. What a horrible finish for South Carolina. Can you believe it? You are the underdog, and you are about to beat Alabama in the Marble Run SEC Championship, and you fail 1 foot shy of beating Alabama. Let's watch this again. Okay, in slow motion, you can see South Carolina enter into the gauntlet first, right down the middle. Looks like it has an easy path. Alabama now enters in. Looks like South Carolina has an easy win as Alabama sneaks up on the left. South Carolina gets hung up on the right and just stops, and Alabama will go on to be the Marble Run 2018 champion. Wow, congratulations, Alabama. Well deserved. Congratulations to Alabama for winning the 2018 Marble Race SEC Championship. Thank you for watching Marble Run, the 2018 SEC Championship. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and comment. Until next time, have a great one.